Oh, hey guys, what's up? It's me, Darwin Gaming, and I'm here today to talk a little about Super Mario 3D World: The Plus Bowser's Fury, a game that is coming out tomorrow. Super Mario 3D World: The Plus Bowser's Fury, as you can imagine, is another Wii U port, and it's a game that it was made. This port it was made basically for the 35th anniversary of Super Mario, as basically a pretty late celebration considering that it was last year. Um, the anniversary was last year, but we did get a few cool, some cool stuff for the anniversary. Of course, one of the biggest one that we received last year around September was the Super Mario 3D All Stars, which was basically a collection of three games: Super Mario 64, Sunshine, and Galaxy, for around $60. I thought it was a good deal and a nice way of celebrating the anniversary, especially because it was very much anticipated. A lot of people wanted a collection like that, and we finally have one for Switch. Unfortunately, there is still the thing that it's basically going to be available for a limited amount of time, and in a few, I think in a month or something, it won't be available anymore, which is kind of bad. I do not really see the reason behind this. Yeah, I mean, one could say that it's like because it's an anniversary title or something, or to make the game more wanted or something like that. But I seriously do not understand the mentality here. It's a pretty dumb decision in my opinion, but we'll see. Maybe it will lead to something else. There are some people that actually said that the game are basically going to be available separately. I do not believe that. I don't think that's going to be the case. But we'll see in the future. Maybe it might be the case. Oh, by the way, it's here. I of course bought it in the physical copy. Actually, I bought it. I thought that it was pretty rare, but apparently it's not. You can still find it today, even if it's still in a month it won't be available anymore. You can still find it today if you go to your local shop. At least here in Italy, I don't know the situation in other countries, but here it's still pretty available. You can still find it easily. So it's a good deal, I really think that it's a cool game, and it's a nice way of revisiting these three classics. But it's not what we're talking about today. What we're talking about today is the game that will come out tomorrow: Super Mario 3D World: The Plus Bowser's Fury. So it's another Wii U port, as I said, and it's basically another game for the Super Mario 31st anniversary. The game will basically include two different modes or games, as you'd like to call them. The first one is of course the original game, just like the Wii U one, nothing more, nothing less. No, actually, there are some little more things, but the game itself hasn't changed. I mean, it's still the same a few years later. Still the same game, still the great Mario game that it was before. I could go in depth about talking about Super Mario 3D World, how it was original Wii U, but that's not the point of the video. It's to talk about the port. So just know that the port itself is pretty much the same. There are some new things, for example, online multiplayer. That's one of the biggest things that was added. Basically now you can play online with another friend or something like that, which is a really, really cool feature, I really gotta admit. I didn't think that it was actually possible to play multiplayer in a mainline Mario game online. That's crazy and that's awesome. Of course, we'll still have to see how the connection will hold up, because if you played Mario Maker 2 before, you may know that the online is not that great. It's actually horrible, at least from my experience. I played Mario Maker 2 and the online was absolutely horrible. So we'll still have to see how the online will turn up with this one. But it's still a very cool feature, and I'm really glad that they added it. But yeah, aside from that, the game may be a little faster. I think. I think I saw that it was a little faster, so that's also cool. But yeah, the game itself is pretty much the same. But it's cool because it's nice to finally have it on Switch, because this is one of the last Wii U games that was finally ported to Switch. If you know, basically over the years, over the course of the years, basically almost every single mainline Wii U game was ported to Switch eventually. The first one was of course Mario Kart 8. That was like the first one ported, and actually also Zelda Breath of the Wild. There it wasn't really a port. It basically came out on both consoles at the same time. But yeah, it was it was still a game that came out both on Wii U and Switch. And basically over the course of these 3 or 4 years, pretty much every single mainline Wii U game also came out on Switch. For example, we had either in a form of a direct sequel, for example Splatoon. Splatoon came out like Splatoon 2 on the Switch, which is like a direct sequel, but also basically just a Switch version of Splatoon. And a lot of other games. For example, one of the most recent ones is like Pikmin 3 Deluxe. That is one of the most recent Wii U ports. It came out this year. So basically now we almost have the entire Wii U collection on Switch or something like that. which is something I really find cool. It's like basically these games had a second chance on Switch, basically. Considering that the Wii U kind of sucked and it didn't sell well, it says that these games actually have a second chance on the Switch. So yeah, Super Mario 3D World, that's basically not just the game itself. It's a fantastic Super Mario game. It's definitely different than the previous 3D Mario games because it's more similar to the 2D ones. It's basically like more linear or something like that. It's actually basically just a better version of Super Mario 3D Land. No, Super Mario 3D Land is not a bad game on its own, but yeah, compared to the previous 3D Mario games, it's actually probably the worst one for me, at least for me. It's my opinion, you know. And 3D World is basically just a better version of 3D Land, and it's much better, you know. I gotta admit, it's much better, much more characters. The levels are more creative. The game in general is more creative, you know, things like that. So it's fun. It's fun. It's nice to have this game on Switch, especially because some people that didn't have the Wii U, which is like a lot of people didn't even have the Wii U. They can finally, you know, play this game for the first time. They can play this game for the first time, and that's something really cool in my opinion. So they can finally experience, you know, a Mario game that they didn't play, which is really cool. I, for example, you know, my experience is that I never played Super Mario Sunshine before, so Super Mario 3D All-Stars is basically my occasion of finally playing Super Mario Sunshine for the first time. So, you know, I know how it feels, you know, and it's cool that finally people that also didn't play Super Mario 3D World can finally play it, you know. So that's really cool, and I'm really happy for that. So now let's talk about the second part of the video, which is basically Bowser's Fury, you know? Basically what everyone is excited for, really. Yeah, I know, of course there are also people that are excited for Super Mario 3D World, but yeah, Bowser's Fury is probably one of the most exciting things. So Bowser's Fury, it's basically a new game inside the game. So inside the original Super Mario 3D World, they say that it's like an expansion or something, but for me it basically looks like an entire new game. So basically what Bowser's Fury is, looking from trailers and gameplay videos and things like that, it basically looks like Super Mario Odyssey but with some 3D World elements. Like seriously, that's basically it. It's a crossover between Super Mario Odyssey and 3D and Super Mario 3D World. You can see I have Super Mario Odyssey here. It's basically like a crossover between these two games, and I'll talk about that later. But first, let's talk about the fact that this is basically a new Mario game. Like, since Bowser's Fury is the first new Mario 3D mainline Mario game since Odyssey in 2017. So it's cool after like this many years. Yeah, no, not even that many years, but you know, it's cool after a while to have some new Mario content because, of course, Mario 3D World, while it's still cool, it's basically still a port. Like we already played that, so it's cool to finally have some new Mario content, especially in 3D after Mario Odyssey. You know, it is the first one after Mario Odyssey. Of course, we had other games in the meantime. Not mainline, not mainline Super Mario games. So of course, 3D All Stars doesn't count because it's a port, so it's nothing new there either. That's really cool, I really gotta admit, from trailers and from the gameplay that I watched, it's a really cool. It's a really cool game, basically. So basically, I'll talk about the gameplay a little more. Okay, so let's quickly talk about the gameplay now. From what we've seen from the trailers and the gameplay videos so far, because yes, there have also been some gameplay videos. If you can look them up on YouTube right now, they should basically show some gameplay footage or something like that. So you can basically see how the game is like so far. Basically, what Bowser's Fury looks like, it's like Super Mario Odyssey plus Super Mario 3D World. There still is like the power-up method from Super Mario 3D World, so you can obtain power-ups, you can, the fire flower, things like that. There is still, mini Mario when you get hurt. So, the power-up system is from Mario 3D World, but basically almost everything else is from Super Mario Odyssey. Like seriously, almost everything else is from Super Mario Odyssey. It's basically like this giant big map, this giant big map or world, and you can basically go around and explore just like you would in Super Mario Odyssey. So that's really cool, It's cool to have like open world environment in a linear game, because the original Super Mario 3D World is basically very linear, if you played it, you know that most of the levels are linear. Of course, there still are some levels that are like a little open world, but there aren't a lot of them. The majority of the game is pretty linear, so it's cool to finally have some free environment to roam around and explore. And it's really cool so far. It basically looks like a sea region or something like that, because there is a lot of water. So yeah, it basically looks something like that. Let's talk about, of course, one of the biggest things that everyone is probably waiting for, Bowser Jr., of course, being a playable character. That's probably the number one biggest novelty of the Bowser's Fury, which was in the original game. And it's just so cool as a concept. Basically, we don't know the story yet. I mean, yeah, we do, but I don't want to spoil it. I didn't see the story yet because I don't want to spoil it. I want to discover it for myself, and I probably should too. So I'm not going to say anything. But we do know that basically Bowser turns evil, and Bowser Jr. actually teams up with Mario for this adventure to basically fight against his father or something like that. Which is a really, really cool concept. I don't think that we really see, in a Mario game before. I mean, we've seen like Mario and Bowser collaborate together, for example, in Super Mario RPG or Super Paper Mario. So, Mario and Bowser have already been teammates before. But Mario and Bowser Jr. against Bowser is something really new. Something really new that we still haven't seen. So I'm really happy, for that. I'm really happy that they're experiencing new ideas, and especially the fact that Bowser Jr. is a playable character. That's of course one of the biggest things. Bowser Jr. Has basically, of course, the abilities like jumping, etc. But the main ability of Bowser Jr., as we've seen from the trailers, is his paintbrush. Bowser Jr. can use his paintbrush to basically kill enemies and also paint some walls to discover secrets or something like that. Basically, it's its main weapon. And it's cool that they reference the Super Mario Sunshine in that. Of course, the paint was first introduced in Super Mario Sunshine, so it's really cool. I really like that concept. So what else do we have? We have like, oh yeah, of course, as you probably seen from the trailer, the Super Mario Cyan or something like that. Basically, at the end of the trailer, Super Mario goes like to a giant bell, which is like a power-up, and basically becomes this giant Mario cat with Super Saiyan hair or something like that. Of course, a lot of memes have been made from that. But yeah, memes aside, that's really cool. I really can't wait to see how it actually plays in game. Like the epic final battle between Mega Saiyan Mario, Cat Mario, and Giga Bowser or something like that. That's something really cool, and I can't wait to see it in the actual game. Hopefully, we'll control well. Hopefully, it will be fun. So yeah, that's about it. In Bowser's Fury, basically the main objective, as I can see from the trailers, is to collect like some kind of collectible. I still don't know how they're called, how they're called, but yeah, some kind of collectible. Just like in Super Mario Odyssey, like it works exactly like in Super Mario Odyssey. You basically complete some mini challenges and obtain. He obtains a kind of collectible to proceed in the adventure or something like that. So I'm really excited to play Bowser's Fury tomorrow, and I can't wait to see how it's like. My only worry for now, my only complaint or concern at the moment is just about the length of the game. I am not sure how long Bowser's Fury will actually be, because we already know that Super Mario 3D World will be the main game. It's longer, of course. Super Mario 3D World in itself, Super Mario 3D World in itself it's already a pretty long game. The Wii U version, the original Wii U version, it already takes a while to complete, especially because of all the collectibles. That's like one of the biggest things. There are so many things to collect. There are the green stars, the stamps, so of course you have to replay the levels a lot of time. Not only that way, to complete 100% the game, you also have to replay every single level with every single character, which is something really annoying in my opinion, but yeah, that's another requirement for 100% completion. So just the only concern that I have in my mind is, the only doubt is how long Bowser's Fury will actually be like. Like, will it be, a full-fledged adventure, or will it only be like an extra level or something like that, an extra open world level that ends pretty soon? We'll still have to see that, of course, but yeah, I hope they will be at least satisfying, a satisfying length. Not too long, not too short. Especially not too short. I hope this is not going to be very short. Because basically, the fact is that for the people that already had the Super Mario 3D World on the Wii U, there isn't really a big reason to buy it again except for Bowser's Fury. Basically, for the people that already played, like myself, for example, I don't have it anymore because I sold my Wii U. But I already played Super Mario 3D World on the original Wii U. So basically, the thing is that for the people that already played the Super Mario 3D World on the Wii U, there isn't really a valid reason to buy this one except for Bowser's Fury. Bowser's Fury is basically the reason for people that already played the original game to buy this one too. So I hope that it's at least going to be satisfactory, satisfactory for the people that already played the original game. It's going to be worth the $60. And I already think that the original game itself, it's already worth the $60. So I think that you should definitely go and buy it. From the trailer, it looks very promising. I mean, yeah, of course, the online is something very nice. So you can basically, if you already played the game on the Wii U, you can now replay it with the friends all over the world, and that's something that I absolutely 100% looking forward to. Like, and I seriously cannot wait to finally play our mainline Mario game online with my other friends. That's going to be so cool. I seriously cannot wait. But yeah, that's about it. Those are basically my thoughts on Super Mario 3D World Blockbuster Theory. The game will come out tomorrow, so I'll probably make a follow-up video by showing the actual game itself. And yeah, that's about it. I'm probably going to make like a follow-up video showing the game itself. This is basically my quick review, not review, like thoughts, my thoughts on Super Mario 3D World: The Blockbuster Story. Now that you're basically 1 day away from release. Let me guys know if you enjoyed the video. I hope that this is my first video on the channel, so yeah, I'm basically starting my career. I hope that you guys enjoyed the video. Like, subscribe, all of those things. Only if you liked it, of course. Leave a comment, basically saying your thoughts on the video, but also on the game itself. How do you think the game will be? So leave a nice comment, please. Oh yeah, one thing before closing the video is that I play a lot of my favorite game on Switch so far is Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. It's an amazing game. I'm basically addicted to this game. It's super awesome. So basically, if you want to play Mario Kart with me, because I really like, I already have some friends to play Mario Kart with, but if you also like to play Mario Kart with me someday, I'll leave my Nintendo Switch friend code in the description of the channel, or the description of the video, so you can become my friend on Switch. I don't know how many friends I'll be able to have on Switch, because I don't know if there's a limit or something, I don't think, but yeah, just become my friend on Switch and we can play Mario Kart 8 together, and maybe even Bowser's Fury, I mean Super Mario 3D World, tomorrow if it comes out we can play online, but for now, yeah, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. So I'll leave my Nintendo Switch friend code on the description, and yeah, we can play Mario Kart 8 together, if you'd like. So yeah, that's about it. Those are all my thoughts on the game. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys next time. This has been Darwin Gaming, and that's it. See ya.